We are the type of individuals who are very present to the details. Stacy coached you guys on ways of being, right? Who do I get to be to set myself up to be masterful in 2026? We arrive. We arrive, right? We hit a milestone and then we play in that bigger box. It's like you break into a bigger box. There's always another box. Doesn't mean you don't pause and take this moment in and understand what you've created, but then we break into a bigger box.
So, Billy Grubbs here, and we get to talk about not just vision, but the possibilities we get to create within that vision and make whatever it is that we want possible and do it from a place of like, I like that my foundation is gratitude and love. When I'm at gratitude and love and I'm like stationary in that, I am invincible and unstoppable. Like I take on all the things, all the challenges, and at the same time, I welcome all the opportunities of growth. And something that I was listening to Anthony speak just a second ago, and I'm really big on energy. And what showed up for me in that moment as he was talking about like the new year, who we're being, who we get to be, how we get to show up, and he mentioned my mentor, like I must need to call this man because in the last 24 hours, like synchronicities have happened where his name is Garen Jones, where his name's popped up, and for whatever reason. And so as Anthony had said that talking about the new year coming up, and he mentioned my mentor, the first thing that popped in my mind was like he has this mantra when it comes to the idea of the new year, the idea of reinvention or how I'm gonna do this once this date happens. And he's like, why do we have to be that? He always says, like, why do we have to be that? Why can't we celebrate Happy Now Year? Because now is our opportunity to step into who we want to be. Now is the opportunity to like set, like, not just set those goals, but start moving towards those goals. You don't have to have an arbitrary date of like January 1st, 2026. Okay, I'm ready to rock and roll. 2026 is my year. 2026 starts right now. It starts now. It's your ways of being right now that create the opportunity for you to move forward and be as powerful as you want to be. Why would I want to wait until then when I can start creating now? And if I'm creating now, that creates the momentum for everything that I want around me. And the cool thing about it is, yes, it's the holiday season. Yes, there's so many different things going on. Yes, there's so many different like positive and crazy distractions going on in the world. But at the same token, it's like I still have goals. I still get to show up for myself. I still get to be powerful. I still get to be like who I say I get to be every single day. That's the mastery of like all of it right there. Like we get to do that. And I'm getting excited and I'm like trying to my quick caveat. When I get excited, I start to talk fast. So I'm trying to keep it all bundled up and like deliver it like in a good way. I'm like, don't talk too fast. But you know what? If I'm talking too fast, that means you're just listening slow. So you got to pick it up a little bit. Let's go. That kind of rhymed bars. But anyway, but the same token, though, if we think about who we get to be right now in this moment, what are we committed to? And like, in my business, what I create and everything like that, and a lot of the time it's like every year I do this training around like your desires. Like, how are you picturing your desires? How are you showing up for your desires? How are you visualizing your desires? Because a lot of times what happens is people sway out of their goals and sway out of things because they lose focus of the thing. They're not constantly reminding themselves of the things. And I like to think of our businesses as like it's the vehicle. It's not the thing, it's the vehicle that gets you to the thing. So if I'm still focused on my goals, I'm still doing my thing, like the business and everything that we're creating within the business from our goals, our health and everything else like that, we're pushing forward, we're rocking out, we're like handling our VSP and everything like we're doing the deal. That's the vehicle. We're fueling it up, we're fueling it up, and it's pushing us to our goals. So if you're not clear on what your goal is, you can't hit a target you can't see. This is a fact. You just can't hit a target you can't see. So if you're not thinking about what it is that's driving you to like create like the business that you want to create the money that you want to create, the life that you want to create. And so that goes into like your why and everything else and like what it's attached to and what's going to keep you motivated. People would always be like, Billy, well, what's your why? What's your why? And for a long time, I was super shy about my why because I felt it was like super self-centered. Like I didn't want to like tell like I didn't want anybody to judge it. And then it was like, well, no, like excuse my language, you got to own your shit. Like you got to own it. Like it's yours. It's nobody else's. And so once I got like really attached to that, and I really started like thinking about it, I was like, no. And then I heard my mentor speak one time, and he was like, Your why and what your desires are yours. Nobody can take those from you. And if somebody can sway you out of that for whatever reason, it's not your why. It's not your real desire. Like because it should be like headstrong, move. I'm rocking through everything. And people are like, well, Billy, what's your why? What's your desire? And I was like, well, you know what? Freak it. I'm gonna go ahead and just own my stuff. Like my why is me. Because I know when I'm good and I'm rocking out and I'm doing the deal, like I can be, I can be my own why. Because when I show up and I make a sale or I do what I got to do and I do all the things that are in front of me as far as my goals, everything around me is taken care of. I show up for my mom the way I want to show up for my mom. I show up for my household the way I want to show up for my household. And like I do the things that really lead me to things that I like to do. And my biggest thing is I'm gonna say it. I don't like being told no. If I want the house, I'm disapproved. If I want the car, not the well, you can't afford that, so let's look at this one. No, no. If I want that one, it's approved. If I want to go on this trip with my family, it's done. If I want to think about a last minute doing this thing, I can afford it. My why is me, and if I take care of me in the giving spirit that I have, the conscious loving that I have, everything around me is good. I go in a crazy mode in that mindset. That's my why. I got a good friend. Her why is her kids. And when she was talking about like, well, how she shows up in this and that, she's like, my why is my kids. And I never forget my mentor talking to her. We're all sitting in a circle. And he was like, well, you didn't show up for the workout and you didn't do A, B, and C. And she's like, well, this thing and this thing happened. And he was like, well, you said your kids are your why. So that's like you taking your son, the one you say you're working all this extra, doing all this extra, making all this extra money for. It's like putting him on a shelf, looking at that shelf and being like, you know what, Brody, you don't matter because today I decided not to get up. Brody, you don't matter because right now I decided I'm gonna like take a little time off. We don't get to do that with our goals, with our whys, the things that we care and love about. Like if we say that's the thing, we show up powerfully for the thing. And does that mean we get to like push the things that we love to the side? No. You get to live in the both and. You get to create things that support the things you love. You get to create a lifestyle that supports the things that you want to do. And so that's my mindset. Like, and when I'll never forget her eyes, like her name is Christy. She lit up and she was like, "Oh hell no, not my son." And she did. I can't like the numbers she did that next month were ridiculous. I was like, damn girl, like I didn't know you had it in you. And she's like, and she like lives the epitome of like, I built my business from my kitchen table with 3 kids under 3. I did all this and I made it happen. I don't got no kids, but I couldn't like all the mamas out there respect. When she said it like that, she's like 3 kids under 3, built it from this kitchen table. I did that. All I can do is sit back and like, go ahead, girl. I'm gonna go ahead and just keep doing my little thing over here and not worry about that. You making it happen. But a powerful thing happens when you make a decision. And when you make a decision from a committed heart, you show up differently. The way you move is different. The way you go about your day is a little bit different because you always think in the back of your mind, like, okay, I get to spend time, like, for example, last Monday, my stepbrother's leaving town, but I still have like I have my daily method of operation, things I do, and it's my thing. It's like it keeps me on track. It's my DMO, my daily method of operation. I follow it. And so my mom called me. She's like, "Hey, Michael and the kids are leaving tomorrow for the holidays. We're doing Christmas early." I'm like, "Oh damn. Okay, so I gotta. Okay, so you're telling me today, the day of. What time is everybody showing up?" She's like, "Around 2." And so that's one of those things. Like I know when I go over there it's not an hour. You're not there for an hour. You're there for like 4 or 5 hours because you got to sit, you got to eat, you got to talk. Then everybody got a story, and it's one of those things. I was like, oh, okay. And so for me, it's one of the things where I'm like, I could get frustrated, or I can shift. How can I shift to powerfully still honor my goals in some aspect, and at the same time still show up for family? And so for me, that's what I was able to do. Like, so I kind of rearranged my day a little bit. Did it suck a little bit? Yeah. Did I get everything I needed to get done? No. But I was able to renegotiate some of my goals, renegotiate some of my commitments to myself. And I still was able to handle the main thing I needed to handle as far as like my DMO. And then at the same time, I was look, the main thing was like make sure I get my workout, make sure I do my 10 contacts. Like it's my thing. I got to work out my contacts. Did my main two, did the things. So did that. And then from there, I was able to show up powerfully at 2:45. I was 45 minutes late. It's okay. Showed up at 2:45 and I was able to hang out with my family all day for the rest of the evening. We watched movies, we did things. I'm sitting here thinking I got caught up in the whole like, oh, I can get to that on the first. It's like, no, I can actually, what stops me from doing like my DMO today? Like I can drop a couple of reels that I plan on dropping. I can go ahead and do a couple content things today that I plan on doing. What stopped me from doing that? I like to be in action now versus action later. Why? What's going to stop me from now? Outside of maybe like a little bit more anxiety on the first. Let's get a little uncomfortable today. Why not? You know what I mean? And so that's what I think about. And so let's rewind it a little bit. Tracking the goals and desires. What's your why? What is the thing that's going to keep you going and keep you motivated, even when the feeling is no longer there? When we get our day going, because I don't care. Like, let's be honest. I wake up every day at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I get the day rocking. By 6 o'clock, my day could whatever I had planned in the day could be up in the air. I can get a phone call. I can get a weird text message. I might have to do a different errand. Like hell, my truck did a weird thing the other day, and that's in the shop right now. You know what I mean? So it was like anything can happen. So how are you willing to be flexible, recreate, renegotiate with yourself, and still honor the things? And then in that, you look at your business. I'll use my mouse. Look at the business. It's like it's a little car, it's this little vehicle. How can I use this vehicle to get to my thing? How am I powering this vehicle? How am I showing up for this vehicle to get to my goal? I'm using this to get to my goal. So that's how I personally look at my business. Like my business is an amazing anchor. It's created an amazing leader. Has a bunch of new people in my life that like I probably wouldn't know without the business. But in the same token, it's like, how am I powerfully using this vehicle to get to my goal? And is my goal powerful enough to keep me active every single day? Rocking and rolling. Rocking and rolling. If you can sit there and think about it, and it's like, well, my thing is it's okay. It's not strong enough. That means time to tap in with Anthony, time to tap in with Stacy, tap in with your accountability partner, being like, hey, man, when Billy was talking, my why ain't strong enough. I ain't gonna hold you. My why was my mom at first. She didn't do nothing for me. Like I love her. Like she's like I love her. I do anything for her. But like she did nothing. It gave me nothing. It was giving nothing. I'd wake up when I woke up. I'd get to my workout when I got to my workout. Someone would be like, go to your why. And I'd be like, yay. It didn't invoke. My point is it didn't invoke anything out of me to go the extra mile. It didn't invoke like the whole like, oh, no matter what, like no matter what. Even when I don't want to do it, it's no matter what. It's that mindset of like how I choose to show up for my thing, the goals and everything that wrapped around it. And that's the real internal conversation we had to have. I literally had a mentor conversation with somebody 2 days ago, and my conversation was not too much different than this. I was like, well, Mel, I hear what you're talking about, but like, do your actions align with the goal? I try to keep things as simple as possible. I don't want to woo woo and do all the things that like, no, let's keep it like super basic. Do your actions align with your goal? If the actions don't align with the goal is not big enough. Cool. But then you have to be honest with yourself and say, like, well, the goal's passive. Own it. My thing is own it. Own it. Because then you won't beat yourself up for how you're not showing up when you know something's not what it is. But if it's big enough, if it like invokes kind of like a, when people some of the folks get real motivated, they don't got no words. All they got is this right here. They start chewing on their cheek a little bit, get a little uncomfortable, get a little hot, because you're thinking about the thing and you're thinking about like, yeah, yeah, that got me. And some people are more boisterous. They might get loud and stuff like that. But y'all are giving me like quiet killer energy. Yeah. Yeah, quiet storm. Yeah, I'm motivated. They don't even see it coming. Boom. That's what I'm talking about. But only you knowing that feeling is invoked inside of you, only you knowing that button is tapped. Would you want to be coached by you? I say this from stage. I say this on one-on-ones. Like I stop. All right, I've heard everything. I've heard the things and all the stuff like that. All right, cool. Heard the reasons or excuses, what it is. It's like, okay, so cool. So would you want to be coached by you? If you were to follow you, if you were to be motivated by you, would you want to be coached by you? Like I don't have to know the thing, but I can understand that feeling. That's what gets me jacked up. I'm like, ooh, yeah. Oh, you see how she goes after that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. That's passion right there. Passion. Like that desire that like no matter what desire. You've seen people that killer instinct, like they're like, nothing's stopping me. I'll follow that person no matter how long they've been in the business, when they have motivation, they have a clear desire, and they have vision. The moment I said the mom thing, some of y'all were like, damn, hmm, damn, his mom don't even motivate him. Damn. Nope. My motivation is me. Because when I'm good, mama needs something, guess what? It's all yours. Go ahead. Boop. That's what we're talking about right now. That's what makes your happy now year a reality.
This group here, this ILC group, is kicking butt. Alexandra's kicking butt. Ashley and Tyler are expanding. Dolores is expanding. Daisy's kicking butt. Everybody is kicking butt in this group. And I freaking love it. It's so inspiring. But I know what you're talking about on that why. Me, the same thing happened to me. It's like, everybody, what's your why? I don't freaking know. Like, I was at a point where I don't know. Like, I have achieved all my dreams and my goals, and I don't know. I lost myself, and then till just recently, well, actually, this whole year with Anthony and this whole group, I was like, oh man, this is it. This is my why. I'm gonna be the person that I'm supposed to be, like for myself. Show up for my freaking self, and that's what I've been doing. Been writing. I've been, scheduling appointments here and there, like crazy. So I'm going to the gym. I said, well, throw them weights around like it's the last freaking day on earth. And that's what we have to live. It's the last day on earth. What are you going to do? Where's your passion? Let's freaking go.
Like we all matter, not just to ourselves, but also to this group, right? The fact that we show up for each other and we want to be around this type of energy, like it's contagious. It works. I just want to share that with everybody. Like it works for me. Like, so like the value of this group is huge. And to say like, hey, oh, it's not like you were saying, no, it doesn't matter if I don't get out of bed, or if it doesn't matter if I don't do what I said I was going to. No, that's BS. It does matter. Right. And it matters for me, but it also matters for this group. So I just want to share that with everybody. It's a good reminder. Like it really does matter. And the energy is much different. And we've all contributed to that. So that's awesome. All the distractions, like what's really working for me this year is, like you were talking about going to the family, and we have that, and we have New Year coming up. And like, there's been so many years in the past that I just get mad at that. It's like, I don't want to be thinking about those things. I don't want to be doing those things. I want to be doing this stuff over here. Like they're separate, right? Like they're in conflict with each other. And it's like, that's not true, right? Like it's all me, right? It's all me. And so to be able to say, how am I going to approach this and not try to push it away, not try to resist it, right? It's how do we make it work? And that's just been very different for me this year, not just in the season, but this year, about thinking all of these things is not separate from me. They're for me. It's right. My family is a part of me. Our New Year's celebrations with friends is a part of me. That's not in conflict with my business, right? It's a part of me. So how can we get all of that in harmony and mastery? And that's been really working.
I used to have this conflict within myself where it was like, man, I love my status. I love what I'm doing, but I really just want to be around people that know me as like Billy Grubbs. Like it was just this conflict of like my business and my life. And I want to focus on this, but I don't want to bring this. And it was just this one thing. And I'll never forget, my mentor sat me down and he was like, dude, like, it's all you. All of that's you. You are spending more time trying to separate all the things, and you're wasting so much brain power trying to like create this pocket and this pocket. He's like, you got to understand it's all you. You get to show up as you in all those spaces. If people can't accept that that's what you do and like support you, are those your people? And I was like, damn. And he's like, if you're worried about us seeing who your people are and then having a conflict with that, are we your people? And I was like, Damn, that's a good point. He goes, exactly. You get to be you everywhere you go. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner life will just start to flow. And I was like, oh my gosh, that makes sense.
So when you ask the question, would you like to coach yourself? You know, like I love coaching myself. I would, even meeting a person who coaches like me. And I was thinking about why. So I was reflecting on like why. Why do I like to coach myself? And a part of it is the way that I set up the question, the way that I shift perspective. Like I think I'd shared here with the group before that when I wanted to, change my diet and get into fitness and things like that, that like a lot of people say, oh, it takes 21 days to break a habit, it takes 90 days. And I was like, today, today. If I found out I was pregnant today, I would cut out the alcohol by tomorrow. I would cut out the coffee by tomorrow. I would sleep better by tomorrow, right? So it's like sometimes it's just the thought, the things that turn the corner today. And since you were saying that, I was like, that's why I love coaching myself because it's today. You find out you're pregnant, you're not like, you know what? It's going to take me 20 days to stop drinking alcohol. You know what? It's going to take me 3 months to stop smoking. Like that's just the law of breaking a habit, right? It's like, that's not true. That's not who told you that. That's not true. And then I have Anthony and Stacey as sidekicks to like, hey, I get to work on this. Like, this is something that I'm not breaking through. Help me. What am I not seeing with the right set of eyes? Like, I need to see this through your set of eyes because I don't see myself this way. And that's why I like coaching, because not only have I worked myself through it, but then that's exactly what I use with someone else. Like, if I was
Yeah.
pregnant, what advice would you give me? And they're like this or that or whatever. And it's like, okay, so your life is only worth commitment and worthwhile if you're carrying another life.
What I've been hearing lately is perspective. Things happen, the past things that have happened, and I've been listening to some things about forgiveness, for instance, and what's interesting is I've heard a lot of these things before, but I was not ready to hear and really move forward with it. And so, like Daisy's saying, and really, not I'll do it tomorrow, like she said later, I'll do it today. Because as we know, there really is no tomorrow. Like if we say, I'll do it tomorrow, well, when's tomorrow? There is no tomorrow. Like it's only right today. And that's what she was getting to, is it's today. One of the things that I've been struggling with myself is, telling myself I'm good under pressure. So I wait and then I kick ass all in a matter of, 10 hours, being proactive rather than reactive. Perspective, though. Perspective is huge. How you look at something that happened can be completely different than how you looked at it before. And moving forward. And I've heard over and over, forgiveness is not for others, it's for me. And I don't know that even though I heard it, I don't know that I completely believed it. And that really is true. It's for me.
Let's talk about synchronicities. And so for calls, I like to go over previous trainings and stuff that I've done and like given, right? So one of my favorite trainings, and like the last thing I read before this call got on, it was around forgiveness. The 7 decisions we get to make. And so decision number 6, it says, I greet today with a forgiving spirit. I will forgive myself. If and when you make a mistake, do not keep yourself down. Own the errors of your ways and forgive yourself so that you can move forward and continue to grow. I will forgive those who do not ask for forgiveness. From this day forward, my history will cease to control my destiny. I have forgiven myself. My life has just begun. I will forgive even those who do not ask for forgiveness. I will forgive those who criticize me unjustly. I will forgive myself. I will greet this day with a forgiving spirit.
I was relating, Billy, to something you were talking about the change of plans for Christmas. And for my family, or for me, I guess, and my husband in particular, things were very different this year. We have a very good friend of mine since college, who's basically part of the family for holidays. And so the next thing I knew, she wasn't planning to be with us on Christmas Day either. And so she was wondering if we could do something, the days after that. And so I'm like, well, this is really, really an interesting thing that's going on this year. And so anyway, when you were talking about, just make it work, make it, adapt it, whatever. Lovely, wonderful Christmas Day together. everything was lovely. It's not to take things personally and make up stories about why we didn't matter and all that, because that wasn't true at all. We had time for real conversations.
This was the year of the snake, which is like in the Chinese calendar, every 12 years we go in. There's 12 animals, and every year we go in an increment of a new animal. So this was the year 2025, the year of the snake. And I keep getting served all this information on how next year's the horse. So it's like this snake sheds its skin and then moves forward with momentum into the horse. And it's like next year's like a very powerful, lucky year. So I'm excited about that.
Hold on. Boom, there it goes. The One Thing. It's a great book. So it talks about like, it talks about like,
Anthony.
harmony, balance, and everything like that, and just,
Mhm.
how you can juggle different things. But it literally tells you, well, one of the main things is I'd always sick from it because it's like, man, I'm always feeling like I'm in between this and that. And it was like, no, like focus on the one thing, and then you shift your energy to the next thing. And so like if you're focused on harmony, you want to focus on, you know, life or love and everything, like you can just give your energy in the specific way, and how it talks about it was so refreshing to someone who lives in a little bit of chaos around a lot of things, multiple things at one time.
I've had the same feelings, right, Alexander, of just seeing. And I think the thing that I will say out loud for everybody is that there are going to be times, I think, when our goals it's not sunshine and rainbows, and they actually come with real cost. And I think that goes back into what Billy talked about, is what's your why? And how big is it? And is it in alignment? Chasing after things and having really high and going after, there's cost. But I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing.
Like Stacey always says, like, what's the price you're willing to pay? I'm like, I'm done paying the price. I don't want to, but also I know we have to, because there has to be given, there has to be take. The dreams are big that not everyone can be on board always. And that's like sometimes hard to understand, I think.
It's also like what you asked for. Like I'm really big on like what you call into your life, what you speak over yourself, and what like you say in any given moment. And so if you heard me earlier, I said like something powerful happens when you say something with a committed heart. We say a lot of stuff every single day. We literally say a lot of stuff every single day. You know what I mean? But the thing about it is that like when you say something with like conviction, like the level of like commitment in your heart, like you don't even, sometimes you don't even realize you're doing it. But it's that one moment. Like you're driving and you just say like you say something over your life. And at that moment, the universe starts to shift everything in your favor so you can get to that thing. You start wondering why this isn't working, or why this doesn't feel right anymore, or why this feels good, it didn't feel good before, why this makes sense, but it didn't make sense before. You spoke that over your life. Like you literally you willed that over you. And so like I am so I get really weird about like, like and I've had my mentor and everybody said like watch what you say over your life. Because like in that moment, you could have had so much conviction and such a commitment to it that you have no idea like what you're like really putting over yourself. And I'm like, man, I never like thought of it like that. Like, I'm just, you know, it's real. So you wonder why certain things shift, why certain things feel like home. Like I love what Tyler said. Like me and my buddies, every single year we have this thing called the Prestige Wars, and so it's like I'm never gonna miss that. Like it's a no man. Like I don't care what's going on in life. Like I'm gonna shift things to make sure that I can be there. Like unless like something is happening at home that I need to be at, like I'm gonna be at that thing. You know what I mean? We all go out there. We get like this one bougie bottle of like bourbon and whiskey or something like that. We all go around sipping and tasting it. Like the Prestige Wars. And like there's always like 15 of us, and it's over 20 years of friendship. But is it really about like what we're drinking? No, it's that we're all in the same space. Catching up on life, that fuels my soul to know that like, man, like I'm doing some really cool shit. Like, man, so are you, Tim. Like, man, Reggie, so are you. Like, hey, Todd, so are you. Like it's those moments. And then also it's that moment of like, I get to do more. Dude, you did what? You scaled your business to over 1.1 this year? oh, I gotta do more. I'm sitting here playing with my life right now. I get to do more. I get to do more of my business. You know what I mean? And so it's like it's stuff that I get to be around that, like to that point, it's just like I asked for it. I asked for a big life. I asked for certain big things, and so I get to be in the room and a part of certain conversations or be in places that the universe is conspiring in my favor to be in. That's what it feels like. So that's what, like, when your why is big enough, your thoughts are big enough, the idea of your business is big enough, that's what it looks like. And like me being the quote person that I am, found a quote about the committed heart. Let's go for it. Let's give it to you real quick. And it said, a committed heart does not wait for conditions to be exactly right. Why? Because conditions are never exactly right. Indecision limits the Almighty and his ability to perform miracles in your life. He has put the vision in you. Proceed. To wait, to wonder, to doubt, to be indecisive is to disobey God.
Our words matter. Our words are the technology of transformation. Sacrifice is the act of giving up something valued. And notice that I'm giving something up. Something is being taken from me. So, we can look at paying the light bill as, I'm giving up the money for the light bill. They're taking money from me so I can have, electricity. Or I pay my light bill because I get to have electricity. Right? It's something valued that I'm consciously, confidently contributing into the flow of life. When we pay prices, and we acknowledge that we pay prices, so sometimes, like some things that we give up, right? Some prices that we pay is time, money, right? These are all something valued. And I am willing to contribute value to attract value. My time is valuable. Billy's time, valuable. I'm willing to contribute my time into the flow. Right? We can't take, nothing can be taken from us if we are in a giving spirit. It gets to be generous. It gets to be, I'm confident that I get to be in contribution of this space. And the priority, like this is a bigger priority than maybe another priority at the moment. And so it's looking at it from a place of power, truly looking at it from a place of power. I am consciously stepping into this space from a place of power and understanding the cost that I get to contribute to create what I want to create because I'm playing a much bigger game. Be conscious and confident on what prices you're paying. And sometimes we don't pay those prices, but sometimes I'm willing to pay those prices. I'm willing to pay the price of discomfort to create the magic. And as you guys know, the discomfort is where the magic is. The place I don't want to go is where the breakthrough is. Being in connection with your goals doesn't mean you have to do more. It's just, what am I holding space for? Connection with soul and Stacy and presence for me is actually me still living this work and still working my business. I believe that if I'm a masterful man who can be present with his significant other and his children, that is exactly what I want to create to the world, and that is making me magnetic. But I get to be conscious of that. Be in connection, be in a relationship. Don't take your finger off the pulse.